There could be a significant difference in farm program payments producers will receive this fall for the 2014 crop year. In a recent Cornhusker Economics article, Nebraska Extension Public Policy Specialist Brad Lubben says the vast majority of Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers chose ag risk coverage at the county level, but payments per acre could vary noticeably from county to county. We talked with Brad Tuesday morning about what growers might be able to expect from their farm program enrollments.
Certainly producers face this big decision this spring about enrolling, decisions on base acres, decisions on payment yields, and then decisions, of course, on the farm program itself, ARC versus PLC. Well, interesting thing, one of the first points, producers updated base acreage. They had this option of keeping what they had versus making an update. Many producers would have chosen the update, which we would have, I think, projected based on an updated base that more accurately reflects what you grow. That means the addition of a lot of new corn and soybean base acres, primarily at the expense of wheat and grain sorghum.
Which program did producers lean towards in Nebraska?
When you get to the choice of which safety net to sign up for, the revenue-based ARC or the price-based PLC, Nebraska overwhelmingly chose ARC and ARC-CO, the county plan in particular. Better than 90% participation in ARC for corn and soybean producers. Less but still strong and a high percentage that enrolled in ARC for wheat and grain sorghum and other commodities. So the overwhelming choice here, the ARC was the overwhelming choice in the Midwest. You really have to go to the southern part of the country and a few commodities in particular, wheat and rice and a couple others, where PLC was the more obvious choice.
Now, as you look at potential payments, first tell me how you can start to calculate them now, or how you can start to expect what producers might see in the fall.
Well, we also have to remember this long sort of calendar. The 2014 crop year, long gone at this point, but the marketing year is just about to wrap up, actually officially here at the end of August. We'll know those prices from the 2014 crop marketing year by the end of September. Payments, if any, on the 2014 crop program payments are due in October. So we're just now calculating those payments that will be due this October for last year's crop. We can look at published yield data to date, and we can look at price estimates to date. Now, based on some late July, early August analysis using some July forecasts, we can look at yields where available and calculate payments, and we'll see substantial payments in Nebraska under the ARC program. We will not see PLC payments in Nebraska. We will not see PLC payments for the crops grown in Nebraska. In fact, the only crops nationwide that look like they'll get PLC payments are peanuts, long grain rice, and canola. Well, peanuts and long grain rice get PLC payments. Peanut and rice producers signed up for PLC. That kind of fits. In the Midwest, where we signed up for ARC, we're waiting for final numbers to know exactly what those ARC payments will look like.
You said they could be substantial, but does that hold across the state, or does it differ between counties?
It differs substantially. The ARC program is not the acre program that it succeeded. Acre was this state level guarantee, and if it triggered, everybody was going to get a payment. ARC was designed at the county level in part because producers wanted that more sort of responsive safety net. It's county by county, and it's irrigated and non-irrigated practice by practice in those counties with enough acres of both. That means that across county lines, some counties are slated for better than $80 per acre payments, while next door there may be $20 or $30 payments, because yield differences translated into revenue differences and payment differences. There are even counties where within the county, irrigated will get big payments, non-irrigated won't. Well, step back to 2014. Prices are down substantially. If yields are up, revenues are okay and revenue payments are smaller. When non-irrigated yields went up in 2014, so some of the non-irrigated practices don't get big payments. Irrigated yields might have been above average, but not substantially, and so the lower price dominates. So we see differences in counties, we see differences across counties, we'll certainly see differences across crops. It will be substantial in Nebraska, but it will also be very different from area to area and crop to crop.
Brad says the August crop report was bearish in both corn and soybeans, but the estimated price changes in the supply and demand report look like they were confined to the 2015 crop forecast. He says since there were no changes to the current estimates to the 2014 crop marketing year prices that were significant to Nebraska, 2014 farm program payments remain unchanged. You can read Brad's full Cornhusker economics article on possible farm program payments through a link on the Market Journal website. The report contains maps of Nebraska with current estimates for each county with enough available data.